What's going on, guys? My name's Hunter and welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be about probably my favorite piece that I've ever made, and it's also going to be about the nice folks that I made it for, that being the great people over at Delta Waterfowl, especially the regional director, Stacy Whittam. I met Stacy at the first show that I ever did for any of my artwork. It was a show called Aquashella in Orlando, Florida. And when I was there, Stacy walked up, super nice. She bought one of my other duck pieces that I had on display, and when she did, she gave me her card. She said she might be interested in some pieces for the banquets and whatnot, and mentioned wanting a piece of a canvasback duck for their Grand Duck Hunters banquet in Des Moines, Iowa in July. Sweet. More business for me. Didn't really think about it too much. The show was pretty busy. We texted about it a little bit back and forth after the show, and it wound up being definitely going to be a canvasback duck. And to me, that was a little confusing. I mean, I'm a duck hunter. I hunt a little bit. I know enough to know that canvasbacks aren't, the best ducks out there. At least not to me and my limited experience, or any of my buddies that hunt ducks a lot. So why are we doing the canvasback? I was thinking to myself, I don't care. It's not my money. I'm going to do it. But I was wondering kind of, what's going on with that? Why do they want this duck? Well, it's definitely not the prettiest duck. I think that title goes to wood ducks. I think a lot of people would agree. It's definitely not the best eating duck. Not that I've ever eaten one, but it's a, big diving duck. It eats plants and clams and whatnot off the bottom. They're not really renowned for being top-tier table fare. It's definitely not the most killed duck. It's not really the quintessential duck when you think of duck hunting. So what's going on? Why are we doing the canvasback? Well, we're doing the canvasback because to Delta Waterfowl, it's not a duck that's yummy. It's not just table fare. It's not a duck that you kill a lot. It's not the quintessential duck, but it represents 115 years of their entire organization. Yeah, they're 115 years old. I had no idea. I thought that was pretty neat. Damn, 115 years old. What have they done that 115 years? So I Googled some more. Boy, oh boy, have they done some stuff. I'm going to talk about it. Well, Delta Waterfowl has not always been Delta Waterfowl. It was founded in 1911 as the American Game Protective Organization, founded by the legendary conservationist James Bird Burnham. As the AGPA, the organization championed the Migratory Bird Treaty. The Migratory Bird Treaty basically protects all native migratory birds in the United States from hunting, capturing, and trading without a permit. And this is a huge deal for ensuring their conservation and sustainability. Then in 1938, after they've done all the bill passing and all the law stuff regarding conservation of ducks, the organization kind of switched their focus a little bit. They switched it more towards science and research and kind of understanding waterfowl populations rather than just the legislating aspect of it. And that's a pretty big switch to go from trying to get laws pushed through and whatnot to more of a scientific approach. So how did that happen? That's, pretty big switch. Well, there was a man who was responsible for that shift by the name of James Ford Bell. He was the founder of General Mills, which you can find on pretty much every grocery store shelf in America, still, to this day. This was in 1938. So he founded that company, so Buddy had some money, quite a bit. Well, Buddy also loved canvasbacks, and over time, he started noticing a decline in the waterfowl populations, especially his beloved canvasbacks, and he decided that he'd put back at least as many birds as his hunting camp took out every year. That was his goal. Pretty big goal. That's a lot to do. That's going to take some money, and it's a good thing he's got a lot of it, because it's going to cost a lot to do what he did, which is open up a hatchery in Manitoba's Delta Marsh. So he's got all this money. He wants to open up this hatchery. How's he going to do it? Well, he enlists the help of legendary wildlife managers like Aldo Leopold. If you know anything about conservation, you know about Aldo Leopold. Well, Aldo Leopold decided he was going to get him some student researchers over there, thus founding the Delta Waterfowl Research Station. Boom. So now they're Delta Waterfowl. And what happened as a result is that the Delta Waterfowl Research Station pretty quickly became the epicenter of waterfowl and wetland research in all of the United States, attracting thousands of students. And these thousands of students that were studying at the facility pretty much laid the entire foundation of our understanding of waterfowl and healthy management of their populations, which is pretty awesome. So cool, we understand a lot about their populations and management and whatnot, but their leading edge research isn't all just so that we know more data about waterfowl. They put it into practice in their conservation programs. And boy, oh boy, do they have some programs. They've got their predator management program that reduces pressure on duck populations by precisely targeting predators, especially in the areas with the highest duck concentrations. They've got the hen house program that gives hen ducks of all species a safe place to nest, keeps their eggs off the ground, keeps the young away from predators, stuff like that. They've got the working wetlands program that preserves and creates safe, healthy, well-balanced habitat for ducks. They've got the university hunting program that educates college students on hunting, safety, and conservation. It introduces college students to the resource and the opportunities to go out there and better understand it. And they've got their first hunt program, which is basically a hunter recruitment program. It introduces new hunters to waterfowl hunting, goose and ducks and whatnot. And they've introduced over 100,000 people to waterfowl hunting since their start. 100,000 people. That's a pile of folks. Folks that might not have got into hunting or wouldn't know as much about it or wouldn't be nearly as good at it without this. And that's all awesome stuff. They're out there, they're doing it. They're putting the work in, they're getting stuff done, they're making it happen. But what's really neat about all that is that all 115 years of that time, all that effort, all that research, all the hard work, and all that progress had led to little old me being asked to make a cool duck on a piece of wood so they could put a little more money towards making it 116 years of conservation. And I think that's pretty cool. So now you know more about the super cool organization that gave me the opportunity to make something awesome. Something awesome that I love, by the way. So please enjoy the rest of the video without me running my mouth.
Just a fucking bunch of rocks. It's crazy. That is such a cool like fly fishing platform now. Because the only like shitty part about fly fishing is
And there he is, guys. Normally I'd say there she is, but it's a Drake canvasback duck, which is a male. Delta Waterfowl taught me that. But thanks so much for watching. Give me a like if you liked it. It's free. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, if you liked it, if you hated it, if you think I'm terrible at art. Anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.